Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun, we're analyzing Maasros, Gimel, Mishnah Yud over here. The Mishnah discusses, I don't know how prevalent this is, but you have a lot of trees that don't go straight up. They lean over. What happens if you have a tree that's the trunk is in one place, but the branches with the fruits on it, usually the fruits are on the branches, are in a different place. So the reason the Mishnahs get into this is because it has relevance to our Masechtas Maasros. For example, the beginning of the Mishnah says, if the trunk is in your private domain, right? In which case, that's already koveil l'shumas ha'maasros. If you eat a permanent meal, it's koveil l'shumas ha'maasros. So, if you eat from the branches that are overhanging into the garden, which is not protected by your chutzner, so therefore you can eat as much as you want, right? It's still considered a snack, pater. It's not considered tevel yet. Omedes begin of an otel chatzar. However, if it's standing, the trunk is in the front yard, and the branches are leaning into the backyard, which is considered a chatzar. Ochel achatakas pater. Then the only way you're pater, it's not tovel for chumas and maashros if you snack from it. You have only one at a time, because where you're eating from presently is in the chatzar, and you're protected. It depends where you're eating it. It depends where your achila is. However, when it comes to Mishnah continues. When it comes, this principally is relevant to Shemitah or Mitzvahs Hatluyas Ba'aretz, in reference to Trumas and Maasros, the Chiyav in Trumas and Maasros. It depends where the Iker is, depends where the trunk is. So if you have the trunk is outside, is in Chutz La'aretz, in Syria, let's say, or Lebanon, and then the branches are in Eretz Yisrael, that's considered Chutz La'aretz. It's no Shemitah, there's no Trumas and Maasros. And similarly, if you have the trunk in Eretz Yisrael and the branches are in Syria or Lebanon, it would be chayiv in Trumas and Maasros, and it would be chayiv in Shemitah. And same thing about the Erichoma Golik, Ari Ikar. When it comes to two other halachos, Ari Mikla, when it comes to Meiser Sheni, then we go l'chumra even after the nof. We go l'chumra both after the Ikar and after the nof, even if any part of the tree is in the Ari Mikla, or any part of the tree is in Yerushalayim. Whether it's the trunk or the branches, we go l'chumra in both cases. The reason we can go l'chumra in both cases are in miklat is because v'shafto eida v'etzilo, even though principally, right, there's not just a chazaka. I think there's proof that we go after the tree. That's the decision of Chazal. Go after the tree, after the trunk of the tree. That's where it principally is, the tree. By Ari Miklat, we need more than just proof. We need v'shafto eida v'etzilo eida, meaning you need maybe 90% proof. We don't have that enough, so therefore you go l'chumra even after the branches. If the branches are inside, you still can't kill. Even though the trunk is outside, you still can't kill the person. And the same thing with Meiser Sheni. Meiser Sheni, we're going to learn is Mamon Gavoa. According to one opinion, Mamon Gavoa belongs to God. If it belongs to God, it's like Kudshim, and Kudshim more machmer than regular Dinei Maminis. The middle two cases, right now, Trumas and Maasros or Shemitah. So therefore, the proof is you go after the trunk, basically, and that is a chiyuv whether the fruit on that tree is chayiv in Trumas Maasros, or whether that tree is subject to Hilchos Shemitah. That depends on the placement of the tree. However, the first halacha is different with regards to being koveil at Trumas Maasros. So that is a din in the achila. It's not a din in the tree or the land that's growing, or the fruit where it grows, right? The basic halacha of being chayiv, whether the fruits are chayiv in Trumas Maasros or Shemitah, depends on the growth, right? After you go after the chanata or the lakita, after it emerges in the tree, if a fruit tree or lakita is when it's plucked, it goes where the growth of the tree is. However, when it comes to the halachas of being koveil, shumas and maasros, to make it considered tevel, then you take a shumas and maasros, that depends on the achila. And therefore it depends where you're eating it. If you're eating it in the chatzar, where the branches are, in the chatzar, that's koveil, shumas and maasros if you eat it in a permanent way. However, if you're eating in the front yard, so it's not processed, and it's not in the chatzar where you're eating it, so therefore, you can even eat a big meal. Whatever you eat is still considered achilas arai, it's considered a snack, and not considered good enough to mechayev it in Trumas Maasros to make a tevel. That's included in today's shir. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.